For centuries, Yorubas of southwestern Nigeria have preserved important cultural practices with pride. One such practice is the panegyric or praise singing, a structured pattern of evocative lines, chanted uniquely to trace the personality and ancestry of an individual. Olawakon has a special report on how younger and well-educated persons are embracing an art once thought to be the preserve of the unlettered.
Yoruba is one of the major languages spoken in Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa. It has an actual community of about 30 million speakers throughout West Africa. They are a tribe that cherishes their culture and values. By custom, traditional rulers oversee their domains and act chiefly as custodians of culture. Often, they are accompanied and eulogized by royal bards and palace chanters. This is Ile-Ife in southwest of Nigeria. Every morning as the cock crows, the Ijala Oni salutes His Imperial Majesty the Oni with his chants. The Oni is reminded of his ancestry, cultural eminence, and the duty these impose on him towards his subjects. For an art of deep cultural significance, chanting has been a part of the Yoruba as far as human memory can travel. Having studied the significance of this form of verbal art through the popularization gained from the legendary Yoruba chanter Sulaimon Aremu Ayilara, nicknamed Ajobiewe, I decided to explore its place and use for cultural preservation in the 21st century. I visited Ajobiewe in his office and he explained how he was born into the tradition of chanting. As the only surviving child after 9 attempts by his parents, he developed a close affinity with them and picked up the art from infancy.
Àmọ́ bàbá mi ò lè tó torí àti dàgbà 1870 something ni wọ́n bí bàbá mi. Ẹ wá wo èmi ni mo jẹ́ àkọ́bí èmi náà mo jẹ́ last born. Bóyá ṣe búrẹ́dì tí mo kọ́ ní ìsìn mo lè sọ iye ọdún tí mo fi kọ́, mo lè sọ iye ọdún tí mo fi ṣe, mo lè sọ iye ọdún tí mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pé ẹ̀sà. Ìwé primary 6 náà mo kà, primary 6 ọ̀nà ṣe dáadáa ọdún mẹ́wàá mo fi kà, mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní 1960 mo jáde ní 1970.
Growing up, one would wonder how he memorized the panegyrics and ancestral chants of many communities, families, clans, and traditional occupations with dance steps to add aesthetics to the local television series and movies he's been involved in. Always a delight to watch. I got to speak with his son, Aziz, who has successfully replicated his father's prowess in the trade, but with the extra feather of a secondary school education. For him, it has been a fulfilling journey with other much more educated youth who are now flocking the craft, although it has always been associated with the illiterate. Now some masters and even PhD holders feel more comfortable chanting than working with their degrees.
Let me say, the future of the chant to be like how the hip hop is moving now. That is how the chant will be 5 years to this time.
I thought to speak with a professor of Yoruba oral literature, and Professor Oladele Orimogunje came in handy. The scholar took me on a journey of how the class of verbal art has helped the expression of the values of Yoruba society.
Verbal art we're talking of among the Yoruba, we have 3 categories. One is the chanting mode you are talking of. The other one is song, while the last one is the recitation. That's the recitative mode. These are the verbal arts used among the Yoruba pre- and post-colonial era. They use all these genres to reflect and express their belief, their faith, their religion, worldview, and social well-being.
In my quest to know more about how people have been impacted by the power of praise chanting, I heard of the experience of a UK-based Nigerian musicologist and culture ambassador, Dr. Ayobami Oyedare, whose encounter with the Ooni of Ife's royal chanter has remained unforgettable.
My first encounter with Ijala Oni, I call him an encyclopedia of the Yoruba culture. He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Ogbomoso." He said, "We are in Ogbomoso. Which family house are you from in Ogbomoso?" And I mentioned it. Now, he then started praise chanting of Ogbomoso and my family. He hears something I've not heard for decades, for more than 2-3 decades. And I'm hearing somebody, giving me precisely to my family the praise chants, telling me precisely who I am. And his voice was so loud that you could hear the echo everywhere. And I didn't remember how I put my hand in my pocket. The only thing I realized next was I brought out 50 pounds, which I gave to him. There's this joy inside of me that I cannot express. And it's very important that we look at the praise chants from the perspective of an insider, as people that actually owns it.
Given the influx of youth into the praise chanting tradition and how chanters are now being sought after for weddings, birthdays and other events, I picked on 3 chanters: Ifeoluwa Ogunmakinwa, a chanter and Yoruba educator; Omotola Apata, a creative and innovative chanter who uses the violin to embellish his chants; and Azizat Majengbason, another young and versatile chanter. I visited Ifeoluwa Ogunmakinwa, an indigene of Ondo State and a graduate of Yoruba from Adeniran Ogunsanya College of Education. She is a chanter and an educator. Abike Chanter, as she is fondly called, graduated as one of the best in her department after being discouraged by classmates who often mocked her for having a bad voice texture. She now lives on the income from chanting alongside her teaching profession as a Yoruba educator.
For the year so far, I do Alagaduro stuff, and I chant, I do birthday surprises. We go and meet them, whether face off, we have the one we call face off, that's the one we send videos to them with their pictures, and we have the one we go to their house, we do with my talking drummers, and we go there, we entertain them, we make them happy, and so on like that. Concerning my chant, actually, it is actually a blessing for me to be a Yoruba teacher and also an Ewi chanter. It tells me again to open the eyes of my students and my pupil to the value of our culture.
After I came across this video of a chanter blending his voice with the sound from the violin, I got fascinated by the synergy inspired by modernity. I set out to meet with Omotola Apata from the Ijebu-Mushin area of Ogun State. The graduate of theatre arts from the University of Ibadan came with a violinist and a talking drummer. The blend was interesting and unique. With his pseudonym Apata Ganga, he explained how he grew up in a cultural environment that propelled his love for chanting.
Actually, I started many years ago, let me say 2008 professionally. But let me tell you, to be sincere and to be candid, everything that I've acquired till today is from chant. It has helped me to travel outside the country. And I've never in my life thought probably I would make millions of naira through chant.
His innovation has made him get more recognition.
If you notice something about my own style of chant, I bring in a violin. And one of the reasons I'm doing this because I realize that the world has turned to something whereby a lot of people want to listen to something international, foreign, you understand? So they believe that chant is only meant for elderly people. But it's more than that. One of the reasons I realized, okay, let me see how I can bring in international things so that it will interest our youth.
I did not stop my sojourn here. I also took a step further to meet with another young and versatile chanter, Azizat Majengbason, who studied accounting at the Osun State College of Technology, SRK. Also known as Arike Super Chanter, this indigene of Ayetoro in Yewa North local government area of Ogun State, who developed an interest in chanting when she was a child, is proud of her culture. She spoke passionately about the cultural significance of chanting and how it can be used to awaken morale in people.
We can see that there is much more in it than just ordinary chant. Imagine you chanting someone now, praising their oriki, and the person was crying, as in the person started shedding tears. You did something in that place. What did you do? Memories. You brought back the memories that has been lost for a very time ago. Now, if you say that in the olden days, it is our forefathers that do it, all these older people, definitely we will forget our roots. And this thing is so sweet and interesting that we don't have to forget it.
Let's have a feel of what the streets feel about Oriki. Good to be here.
This first man from Ijebu in Ogun State could not remember his ancestral chants, and Arike Super Chanter was on hand to awaken his consciousness. He got so fascinated by the chant and could not help but spend some money from the little he had made for the day.
What I love Oriki, it's amazing. When you are being praised, you want to do more than your ability.
More people were visited to test the street knowledge of Oriki or praise chant, and they all appreciated the gesture and squeezed some money into Arike Super Chanter's hand for making them see the beauty of chants again. Ayomide Atonda from Abeokuta does not believe that there is anything special to learn about her ancestral chant.
Everywhere we go, we speak English.
But when Arike Super Chanter started eulogizing her ancestry, she could not help but shed tears. It is estimated that there are more than 1,000 Yoruba chanters, some of whom are scattered across Africa and the world. As more youth pick interest in the art of chanting for the preservation of culture, it is expected that the government gets involved by recognizing them and giving Yoruba oral literature a stronger voice in the creative economy for the conservation of Nigeria's cultural identity. Ola Awakon, TVC News, Lagos.